Hi friends, in the last class we have learned few things about how to calculate the provision on standard assets, substandard assets, doubtful assets, etc. Now we are into some special transactions of banks. In this category, see I've been giving the heading to for you to have a clarity of like model 1, model 2, model 3, model 4. This is for you to just remember the things, and in the examination if a problem comes, I think you should be able to have a clarity. So to avoid confusion, instead of going by units that has been mentioned in the material, just I have given the pattern of the problems which you can expect in the examination. Just I am calling this a model. I think the this model 4 here I have written calculation of rebate on bills discounted, etc. Before I take into this, we are having this particular uh, model in Unit 5 of your material, study material. Some special transactions of banks. When we look at the reference to bills, this is special transaction of banks is with reference to bills. A banking company performs the following functions like discounting of bills, collection of bills, accepting acceptances on behalf of customers. Generally, you know that in business, like we are learned in bills of exchange chapter, between two traders, a bill may be drawn and bill may be accepted. So when bill has been drawn and accepted, the bill will be honored on the due date. On the due date. So due date can be say 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months, whatever it may be. See, the seller or the creator of a bill, or technically we use the word drawer in the books of bills in case of bills of exchange chapter, he will be able to get the money only on the due date, right? After 1 month or after 2 months, whatever it may be. Now, suppose if you want to cash for rotation purpose, he got an option where you learn that in bills of exchange, he can go to a bank and he can discount a bill with this bank. So you know how a bill will be discounted with the banker. You learn in bills of exchange by foregoing some amount. But then what happened on the due date? The drawee, that is the acceptor or a debtor, will make a payment to the bank on the due date. This is how you learned in bills of exchange. Now, when you are looking at this particular topic, a bit of extension on this, you know the meaning of bills discounted. So, before I start explaining about rebate on bills discounted, I think if you long back we had a bit of discussion, we worked out few problems on this. Maybe since we have done 1.5 month back, so I thought of having again it maybe taking half an hour class or 40 minutes class to again refresh yourself. So I don't remember exactly how many problems you have done, but okay. So that is the reason I'm once again revising this particular topic. We had discussion, but anyhow, when bank discounts the bill, the entry is like in the traders books you learn that I'm talking about the entry for discounting of the bill. Bank account data, discount account data to bills receivable. You recollect those who are from CA Foundation, even I used to teach you, I used to give the entry even in the books of banker, keeping the bank accounts in mind. So in bank books, if you look at the entry, bill discounted account data full value, gross amount, to customer account the net amount, to discount account the discount charges, because discount is an income to the banker. It's like interest to the banker, right? So ultimately, customer account is credited with the net amount. Suppose 10,000 rupees is the bill amount. 1,000 rupees is discount. How much you will be transferred to customer account? 9,000. That 1,000 rupees is income. That's fine. If it is income, what is the problem then? The problem is that generally what happen in case of bills discounted, the closing of accounts of bank is financial year. So 31st March. The bill that has been discounted in the current year, whereas the maturity date falls in next year. Say, for example, 30th April is the maturity date for one bill. 31st May is the maturity date for another bill. But the bill was discounted in the current year before 31st March. So the bank has got the some income. They have earned some income. But by following accrual concept, you should recognize the income that is pertaining to current year. Am I right? So in current year, your recorded income, part of the income, say the example one I said it is 30th April, that means 1 month belongs to next year. And second case, 2 months belongs to next year. 1 month of next year income, 2 months of next year income was received in current year. So therefore, it is important for you to understand that it is as good as income received in advance. So don't worry about it. You have learned that in final accounts. Income received in advance or unearned income. What is the treatment for unearned income or income received in advance? Income received in advance. What is the entry for income received in advance? You forget about rebate on bills discounted. Let me take you to final accounts adjustment. What is an entry for income received in advance? Income account data to income received in advance. Am I right? You learned that. You will be writing the bank account data to income. Bank account data to income. Out of suppose 12,000 is income received in the current year, 2,000 rupees belongs to next year. You have written the entry bank account data to income 12,000, out of which 2,000 falls in next year. Then what is the entry you write? You debit income account with 2,000, income received advance 2,000. That means out of income 12,000 that has been created to income account, 2,000 pertaining to which year? Next year, that has been adjusted for income account. So the 12,000 out of 12,000 which have been created, 2,000 has been debited this year at the end of the year. So the income coming to how much? 10,000 is related to current year, 2,000 is related to the next year. So that 2,000 rupees will be recorded, will be considered as income of next year. Is this clear? When this is considered as income of next year, you reverse the entry. What is the entry you reverse? Income received in advance account data or income account. Am I right? I think this you all have learned. I repeat once again. What is the entry you write? Suppose 12,000 rupees income you received in 31st March in the current year. Out of which 2,000 rupees belongs to which year? Next year. What is the entry you write generally when you receive money? Bank account data to income 12,000. And out of 12,000, 2,000 rupees belongs to which year? Next year. Then you write the entry. Income account will be debited. By debiting income account, you are reducing the income to 10,000. Am I right? You have created income with 12,000. Now you are debiting income with 2,000. That why you are debiting income with 2,000? Because this 2,000 is related to which year? Next year. And you credit which account? Income received in advance. So income received in advance will appear in the balance sheet liability side, no, year ending. Then next year what happened? The unearned income of previous year will become the current year income. So in the next year, what is that you write the entry? You reverse it. When you reverse the entry, income received advance account data to income account. The same concept is rebate on business discount. I've written here. This item is like interest received. I've used the word interest received because for a bank it is like a interest. This item is like interest received in advance and represents unearned discount for those bills which will mature after closing the financial accounts. Which will mature after closing of financial accounts means the example I've taken where 30th April is one maturity, 31st May is another maturity. So then in such case, the income which you have received on 31st March, out of which some income belongs to which year? Next year. Okay, that is what is like a rebate on this discounted. That treatment we'll be learning. So here I have explained bit of it. The bank will deduct discount. Now this is like a discount on bills. No, the bank will deduct discount for the period for which it has to wait to get the payment payment of bill on maturity date. The bank will deduct the discount. I told you like 12,000 out of 12,000, 2,000 you'll be receiving next year. Actually, the bank will deduct discount for the period for which it has to wait to get payment bill on the maturity date. So the maturity date means, as I told you, so 30th April is the maturity date or 31st May is the maturity date. But whereas your closing books on 31st March. So at the close of financial, some of the bills discounted may not have matured because the due date falls in next year. The portion of the discount which relates to the period falling after the close of account period is called rebate on bills discount or unearned discount. I repeat once again, the bank will deduct discount for the period for which it has to wait to get payment of bill on maturity date at the close of financial year. Some of the bills discounted may not have matured. See, some bills they might have matured before year ending, no issue. Then the discount that has been received by the bank by discounting the bill belongs to that particular current year income. But whereas some bills may mature after closing of financial year, so therefore the portion of the discount which relates to period falling after the close of accounting period is called as rebate on bills discount is nothing but like income received in advance, simple words, or unearned discount. But here we can't use the word income received in advance. Technically, we need to use the word either rebate on bills discounted or unearned discount or unexpired discount also you can use. Unexpired discount. Since discount on bill discounted is an income for the bank, is shown in the P&L account under Schedule 30. Discount on bill discount is an income for the bank and is shown under the P&L account under Schedule 13. We had a brief discussion on what is Schedule 13, 14, Form A, Form B, etc. For the time being, just you remember this when we go for final accounts, we are also having these points, but we are learning like a subtopics this one. Under Schedule 13, the amount of unexpired discount, if given in the adjustment, is deducted from Schedule 13. Like like if 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 you also got the information of unexpired discount given in the adjustment, that means the calculated, the onus for this for today's discussion is how to calculate unexpired discount. But in the examination problem final accounts, if they have given you in adjustment unexpired discount, either you have to calculate or the by calculate amount has been given. As I told you, unexpired discount is related to which year? Next year. It is to be deducted from Schedule 13. Right, Schedule 13, whatever you are showing the discount in Schedule 13, the same unexpired discount is the discount is including next year income also, it is to be deducted. And then the second effect is income received in advance. Normally you know it will be shown in the balance sheet now, and is also shown on liability side under other liabilities and provision Schedule 5. In Schedule 5 you will be showing under other liabilities and provision. Okay, the entries. If you look at the entry, discount account data to rebate on this discount account, just like income account data to income received in advance, because this is related to which year? Next year. If the amount of unexpired discount is given inside the trial balance, we are talking about final accounts. If it is given in trial balance, you know that you learned income received is given in income received in advance given in trial balance, where it goes balance sheet liability side, same is the case. If the amount of unexpired discount is given inside trial balance, it is shown only in the balance sheet Schedule 5 we already discussed. Then what happened? However, in the next year, the above entry will be reversed. The entry is rebate on this discounted account data to discount on bills account. As I told you, next year it becomes that particular real income. Current year unexpired discount, that is income received in advance, will become next year income. Therefore, we should reverse the entry so that it will become the next year entry. Rebate on bills discounted account data to discount on bills account. Now let us see few problems on this. The following is an extract from trial balance of Overseas Bank as at 31st March 2011. My dear friends, to the extent possible, I am trying to explain the problem from study material. which is covering, if the study material problems are not sufficient, or you got other than any study material, I think you have seen a couple of problems. I'm adding it, and the advantage you people will be having, that the revision also will be completed study material. Then after going through this, you can work out any problem. Number of times I've told you. So this will give you clarity, like, because this is what the only the way we got now to learn thing I can do from my side to explain you in a better manner. I hope you all are following this lecture. You've been habituated of learning this way. So by this time, rather. So the following is an extract from trial balance of Overseas Bank as at 31st March 2011. Bills discounted 12 lakh 64,000. This is the worth of the bill discounted, means the total bills, or we call them as hundis, because the bank will be discounting hundreds of bills every day when someone gets a bill discounted. Is this clear? So, total bills discounted during the year is 12 lakh 64,000. That is as on 31st March 2011. Rebate on this discounted not due on 31st March. That is, in simple words, this is nothing but previous year unexpired, because you can see 31st March 10. 31st March 10 is nothing but this is 31st March 11 is current year. This is 31st March 2010 means nothing but previous year closing balance or current year opening balance. Is this clear? You can say 31st March 2010 or 1st April 2010, 22,160. Okay, then discount received. The total the discount that has been received during the year is 1,05,708. That is in the current year. Is this clear? And analysis of the bills discounted is as follows during the current year. You can see the this year due date is 2011. You can see dates. This is bill number 1, amount 1 lakh 40, due date June 5, rate of discount 14%. Bill number 2, like this, he has given bill number 3, due date, and you can see that due date 2000 and June 5. Whereas if you see our closing of books is, you can see 31st March 11. Is this clear? Now you can understand this. The due date is falling after closing of books. So you need to calculate closing rebate on bills discount. That is on 31st March 2011. Now, this discount received 1,05,708 is including the discount received on 1, 2, 3, 4 bills. Is this clear? Now, out of which we shall deduct the rebate relating to next year, unexpaid portion relating to next year. So, how to calculate? You have to calculate rebate, closing rebate from 31st March 11 to June 5, 31st March June 12, 31st March to June 25, 31st March to July 6, at the rate of 14% on this amount, so that we'll be getting the discount relating to next year on 1,40,000, discount relating to next year on 4,36,000, discount relating to 2,82,000 next year, similarly, and 4,06,000 next year. Then this will be called as closing rebate on bills discount. We already got the opening rebate on bills discount and discount received. Simple words. You learn the accrual concept. Income received plus income received in advance of previous year. It is to be added minus income received as advance during the year pertaining to which year next year is to be deducted. Simple words. Discount received. I repeat once again, listen to me carefully. Discount received plus unexpired discount of previous year ending or current year beginning. Both are same. I repeat once again. Add rebate on bills discounted of previous year ending or current year ending minus rebate on bills discounted closing of the year, whatever rebate on bills discount, generally that is to be calculated. If you deduct, then we'll be getting the discount to be credited to profit and loss account. Is this clear? That is what we are learning in this today's class. So now you can see, calculate rebate on bills discounted as on 31st March and show the necessary entries. I think I have taken up this illustration to have a clarity of understanding. If one problem will give you clarity, I think you can do the remaining problems. In order to determine the amount to be credited to profit and loss account, it is necessary to first ascertain the amount attributable to the unexpired portion of the period of the respective bills. As I told you, to credit the amount to credit discount to P&L account, you should calculate closing rebate on bills discounted. So you can see the bill due date is 5th June here for first bill. Hence, the number of days after March 31st is 66. If you want, you can take and calculate, you can calculate. April, how many days? Tell me. 30. Okay. In May, 31. June, 5. It is coming to how many days? 66 days. Is this clear? So, the discount on 1,40,000, you have to calculate for 66 days at 14% per annum. That is 1,40,000 into 14 by 100 into 66 by 365, 3,544. Is this clear? Similarly, you have to calculate on second bill also. What is second bill amount? We can see 4,36,000. June 12. June 12 means again take calculator. April 30, May 31, June 12. It is coming to how many days? 73 days. Same again calculate. 4,36,000 into 14% into 73 by 365. You can cross check. 4,36,000 into 14% into 73 by 365. It is coming to 12,208. I think now you can understand. Number of days in the unexpired portion of the period of the bill is 86. You can calculate again if you want. April 30, May 31, June 25. It is coming to how many days? 86 days. So the amount is 2,82,000 into 14% into, for how many days we have to calculate? 86. It is coming to 9,300. I think similarly, you can also see number of days in the unexpired portion of the period of the bill is 97. You can calculate if you want from 1st April to July 6. It is coming to how many days? 97 days. On 4,06,000 for 97 days at 16% per annum will be 17,263. Now keep on adding this 3,544 plus, take calculator, 3,544 plus 12,208 plus 9,302 plus 17,263. It is coming to 42,317. You can see, as I told you. Transfer from rebate on this discount as on 31st March means this is nothing but previous year closing balance or current year opening balance. Add discount issued. I told you already what is discount issued here. It has been mentioned. Discount issued 1,05,708. Come back here. Then I told you to deduct closing rebate on this discounted as on 31st March. We already calculated 40,317. Therefore, amount to be created to P&L account is 85,551. Is this clear? Now the entry. This is important. You can also expect some entries. The journal entries will be as follows. As I told you, what is the entry for rebate on bills discounted? Discount account data to rebate on bills discounted. That is year ending. When you move on to next year, it should be reversal. I told you. What is the entry for reversal? Rebate on bills discounted account data to discount on bills. Because last year discount, rebate on bills discount is related to which year? Current year. That is why it is to be created to discount on bills account. This discount on bills account is a normal account. It is a income to the bank. And current year, what is the amount you received? Discount on bills account data to rebate on bills discounted. This 42,317 is related to which year? Current year. Am I right? Discount on bills to rebate on bills discount. I told you. Year ending, you are writing entry like income account data R2. Income received in advance. What is entry? Discount on bills account data R2. Rebate on bills discounted. It is coming to 42,317. Is this clear? 42,317. Now, you can go for the next one. What happened? Discount on bills account data to P&L account. That is, we have already seen how to calculate that 85,511, 1,05,708 plus 22,160 minus 42,370. They have not given entry for this 1,27,868. This entry, sorry, they are not given entry for 1,05,708 because during the year they have written. You are writing the entries for year ending, no? Got it? Because on different dates, this 1,05,708 is the discount that has been received on so many bills. You are writing the entries for year ending, no? That is why which one has not been taken? The discount received has not been taken. I repeat once again. First entry will be reversal of unexpired discount of previous year. What is the entry? Repeat once again. Repeat on bills discounted account data to discount on bills. Then reversal. Then the next entry is adjustment entry for rebate on bills discounted for the current year ending. What is the entry? Discount on bills account data to rebate on bills discount. The next entry, discount on bills account data to P&L account. In the P&L account, the discount on bills will not appear as a separate item, but will be included in the heading interest slash discount on advances bills as per Form B of the new format. We are having schedule 13. There will be learning interest and discount. Suppose since you don't have separate heading of discount, it will be shown under the heading interest and discount. Even though you are calculating discount separately, it will be shown under the heading interest and discount. We have already seen how to calculate interest on schedule 9 advances. Am I right? That is interest to be taken to schedule 13. And on bills also, discounting of a bills also to be taken to schedule 13 under the heading interest and discount. Okay. Now this is about the problem number 1. Now let us go back to illustration number 2. On 31st March, you do not worry about the copying down because it is there in the study material. Just pay attention for understanding the explanation. I think the solution is automatically there in the material. You can refer to that. On 31st March 2011, Uncertain Bank had a balance of 9 crores in rebate on bills discounted. I think you can answer me this question. Uncertain Bank had a balance of 9 crores in rebate on bills discounted account during the year ended 31st March 2012. Uncertain Bank discounting bills of exchange 4,000 crores. Charging interest at 18% per annum. The average period of discount being for 73 days. Of these bills of exchange of rupees 600 crores were due for realization from the acceptors customers after 31st March 2012. The average period of outstanding as per 31st March 2012 being 36.5 days. Uncertain banks ask you to pass journal entries and show the ledger accounts pertaining to discounting of bills of exchange and rebate on bills discounted. You can also see for yourself before I start working out the problem. Can you try this now before me? Take a rough paper and try to work out. Which is missing? Come on, tell me. We need three informations, my dear friends, for doing this problem in chapter. We need previous rebate. We need discount received on bills discounted. We need closing rebate on bills discounted. Opening rebate we got already. What is the opening rebate we got? You can see 9 crores. But we got the value of bills of exchange. But the discount received has not been given. Similarly, they are saying out of 4,000 crores, 600 crores were due for realization from the acceptors customers after 31st March. That means 600 crores worth of bills will mature in the next year. But we don't have any amount of closing rebate. But he has given a hint. We can see on 4,000 crores at the rate of 18%, you calculate for 73 days. Take the calculator, see for yourself. 4,000 crores into 18% into 73 by 365. It is coming to 144 crores. Now come on, tell me what is the that amount that has been received on discounting the bills is 144 crores. Then next, we got bills of exchange 600 crores were due for realization after 31st March 2012. We got the value of bills that is going to mature. That means to that extent, we need to calculate closing rebate on bills discounted. But number of days, again he has given a hint. What is the hint he has given? 36.5 days. That is after 31st March 12, the mature date is 36.5 days. So what is it we should do? Come on, take the calculator. 600 crores into 18%. Is this clear? Into 36.5 by 365 days. You are getting 10.8 crores. 10.8 crores. So it means we got the closing rebate on this discount also. So you already got the amount of bills discounted. You already got the opening rebate. Now we have calculated closing rebate. I think you can go for entries. Now uncertain bank asks you to pass journal entries to show the ledger accounts pertaining to discounting of bills of exchange and rebate on bills discounted. You can see this is the entry for, as I told you, like previous problem, Previous year closing rebate on bills discounted will be brought back to current year, will be treated as current year income because that belongs to this year income. Rebate on bills discount account data are to discount on bills account. Then I think for the first time we are having the entry where to calculate the discount on bill they have given the entry bills purchased and discounted. This entry you are writing in the books of bank. In the books of trader you write bank account data, discount account data to bills received. Similarly, here is it bills purchased and discount account data 4,000 crores. To discount on bills, we have already calculated 4,000 crores into 18 by 100 into 73 by 365, 144 crores. That means discount received during the year is 144 crores. To client account, that means you are making payment to clients or customers of current accounts of customers. You also can use the word clients 3,856. This is the amount that has been paid. Now we need to calculate discount on bills. No, what is that entry you should write? This is closing rebate on bills discount. That means income received in advance. What is the entry? Income account at R2, just like income account at R2, income received in advance. Here in place of income, what is it? We are using discount on bills to rebate on bills discounted. I've already told you how to calculate 10.80. I told you to take 600 crores which are going to mature in the next year, rate of interest 18%, and average days is 36.5 days. That is maturity date he has given after closing of books. So it is coming to 10.8 crores. If anybody want to have the doubt, you can make a note in rough sheet. This entry will be how you got 10.80 crores. 600 crores into 18% into 36.5 by 365 days. Now, the amount to be transferred to P&L account. Very simple. First, you take 144 crores plus last year discount, unexpired discount is related to which year? Current year 144 plus 9, 153 minus closing rebate is how much? 10.80. You deduct how much you are getting? 142.20. The entry will be then discount on bills account at R2, profit and loss account. Is this clear? Being the amount of income for the year from discounting of bills of exchange transferred to P&L account. I think these two illustrations might have given you some clarity, but also we got how to open ledger account. Discount on bills account. You know that by bills, this discount, rebate on bills discounted, you know the entry. What is the entry you are written? Rebate on bills discounted to discount, no? When you open ledger, rebate on bills discount, discount account. In discount account, buy rebate on bills discount. Second entry, bills purchase account at R to discount on bills to clients. If you separate it, bills purchased and discounted to discount on bills. In discount on bills, buy bills purchased and discount 144 lakh, that is discount received during the year. Simple word, discount on bills, you write opening rebate, discount received. Here you write closing rebate. That's it. Repeat once again. In discount account, first you write previous year. If ledger account is being asked, how to remember, sir? This is opening rebate. This is discount received in the current year. This is closing rebate. Balancing figure is transferred to P&L account. Repeat once again. Opening rebate. This is discount received during the year by discounting the bills. Closing rebate. Difference is transferred to each account? P&L account. Rebate on bills discount. Rebate on bills discount is like income received in advance. No? Income received in advance, you know that this is buy balance brought down 9 crores. This is opening because income received in advance always shows which balance? Credit balance. This has been closed by transfer to which account? Discount on bills. So this account has been closed. And now this is closing rebate. What is the entry or written for this? Discount on bills to rebate on bills discounted. Rebate on bills discount. This is closing rebate. Okay. Another two balance carried on. This will become opening balance for next year. You'll be writing buy balance brought down. I repeat once again. Here you write opening balance. You transfer discount on bills. You write closing balance, don't transfer, you write carry down. That's it. Okay. Now let us see one more problem. Illustration 3. The following information is available in the books of X Bank Limited as on 31st March 2012. Bills discounted 1 crore 37 lakhs 5,000. Rebate on bills discounted as on is nothing but, I think this value is nothing but opening rebate. Discount received. Previous problem we have calculated. He here himself has given value of bill, due date, rate, value of bill, due date, rate, value of bill, due date, rate, value of bill, due date. So we got 4 bills. And calculate the rebate on bills discount as on 31st March 2012 and give necessary entries. I think what is your closing date? Tell me. 31st March. Is this clear? 31st March. And what is due date? 5th June. You have to calculate number of days away from 31st March. Am I right? Similar number of days away from 31st March. Number of days away from 31st March to 25th June. Number of days away from 31st March to 6th June, 6th July. Then we will be getting closing rebate on bills discount. I think you can quickly see this. How to calculate. I think statement showing rebate on bills discounted. Value of bill 18 lakhs 25,000 due date. Due date due date, due date. Due date after 31st March. Very clearly has been given. April 30 days, May 31, June 5. Here April 30, May 31, June 12. Here April 30, May 31, June 25. Here April 30, May 31, June 30, July 6. So if you add, you will be getting these days. And rate of discount for each bill, I think first 2 bills 12%. It may change. So 12%, 12%, 14, 6, whatever the information that has been given, we work out. For example, you take how you got 39,600. If you want, you can check with calculator. With calculator, 18 lakhs 25,000 into 12% into 66 days by 365 days. You'll be getting 39,600. I think this is the value of bills discounted. This is closing rebate on bills discounted. Now, I think without me telling anything, you'll understand the entry for this. Rebate on bills discount, discount on bills. Previous rebate. What is previous rebate opening? You can see 2,21,600. 2,21,600. As I told you, you are bringing down to current year now. Discount. What is the discount of? This is nothing but closing rebate on discount. 4,25,254. What is the entry discount on bills account at or rebate on bills discounted? I have told you generally we are not writing the entry for discount received. Only previous problem since the discount received was not given, we went for writing the entry since we got only one bill. Here himself has given the amount of the discount received, so no need to write entry for that. I think now you can understand this. You can understand this. What is the amount to be transferred to profit and loss account? What is the amount to be transferred to P&L account? First you take discount receipt is how much? Take calculated 10 lakh 56,650. Add 2 lakhs 21,600. Why it is to be added? Previous rebate is related to current year now. Now deduct closing rebate on bills discount. What is closing rebate on bills discount? 4 lakhs 25,254. See what is the amount you are getting? 88 lakh 52,996. The same thing has been given. It is created to profit and loss account. I hope you got clarity. I've taken more number of illustration. I think shall I leave this problem as homework to you? Illustration 4. Illustration 4. They have only given the entry for rebate on this discount 31st December. That means they are only asking the entry for closing rebate on this discount. What is the entry for that? Here you can see previously we were having discount on bills. No, instead of that they have taken interest and discount because the reason for this account has been given to indicate that discount on bills will be taken to interest and discount. Only one entry they have written. End of the last year. What is the end of the last year? Discount on bills to rebate on bills discount. I think this is a small one. Only one, he is writing the entry only for calculation of rebate on bills discounted, because we don't have information of opening rebate on bills discounted. Okay, we don't have information of discount received. Only is asking you to calculate closing rebate on bills discounted, which is away from December 31st December 2011. Only for that purpose they have written the entry. Okay, I think you got the clarity on this. What I'm saying. Fourth problem, you need to calculate 15th. First, you have to calculate due date. The most important point is that first we need to calculate due date, because due date was not given. 15th October 2011. If you calculate due date is coming to 18th March. Similarly, second bill, if you calculate second bill, you can see 10th 11 including 3 grace days. 10th 11, 10th November, 4 months you calculate. December, January, February, March. And you need to add 3 grace days. It is coming to 13th March. Similarly, you take 25th November, 4 months means again December, January, February, March. March, you need to add 3 grace days, is coming to 20th March. Then take the next one, 28th December 11. 28th December 11, 3 months. January, February, March. 20 plus 3 days, 23rd March 2012. Now, in this case, days after 31st December, you know how to calculate. January 31, February 28, March 18. Here also similar. 31 January, 28 February, 13 March. January 31, February 28, March 28. January 31, February 28, March 23. Then you know how to calculate this rebate. So this problem only excludes is asking you to calculate closing rebate on bills discount. I think this session is clear to you today's class. A small problem. I hope you are practicing, my dear friends. I'm going by bit without overburdening you. You got the time since you have a clarity. I hope you are revising it. Don't waste your time. Even though it looks very simple, uh, whenever there's a simple topic, you feel that. Like for me, also it's a simple. Only the provisions part you need to be remember those percentages. So this can be manageable. Actually, you can learn by listening the class, listening the session itself. But anyhow, you also can practice. Okay, you need to practice a bit. Maybe we got two more topics in this. Maybe if possible in the next class, I'll be trying to finish on that. Then we'll be after that we'll be having capital adequacy ratio, collection of bills and acceptances on behalf of customers. Small two things we are having. We work out few problems on that, and with that special transaction concept will be completed. Then we can come back to um, capital adequacy ratio, small unit. Then after that we'll be going for final accounts. Okay, thank you. Good luck. God bless you all. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you.